From making his heavyweight debut to defeating Cyril Gane in less than 2 minutes, Jon Jones is having a pretty good year. But now, his next opponent has been announced. Can you guess who it is? It's none other than Stipe Miocic. The Jones vs. Gane fight was something that everyone in the UFC world was looking forward to for the longest time. Everyone thought it would last for a while, but Jones cut through Gane in just 2 very short minutes.
Hey, to break a record, to become a part of American history in this way, UFC history in this way, I wouldn't want it easy. I would not want it easy. If this stuff was easy.
Cyril Gane, aka Bongaman, looked like he was no match for Jones. Now, the heavyweight title isn't vacant anymore, and Bones is the king of the UFC world. As I said, everyone was seated and tuned in for the fight, watching it very closely, and apparently Miocic was doing the same thing. The silencer is very familiar with the octagon. After all, he defended his heavyweight title more times than any other champion in the division. That gives him some major bragging rights. Miocic didn't only sit in the crowd and observe, he was also plotting for later. Apparently Stipe wants to have his shot at Jones too now. It's definitely going to be interesting if this ends up happening. Even though Stipe said that he was happy about Jon Jones winning and said hats off to him, he let Bones know that he's not going to let him out without a fight. He said that he wants to have a fight with Jones too, and it's going to happen in July. The way Miocic said it, it looks like Bones doesn't have any option but to fight stone cold now. This fight has been a long time coming though, because Stipe has wanted this for a long time, and now he finally has the chance to do it. But he's going to have to wait until July. That's not all he talked about though. He let everyone know what he thinks about Jon as a heavyweight too. The first thing he said was that he's a big boy. Well, that's very obvious though. Now at 6'4" and 247 pounds, Bones is a force that needs to be reckoned with. Other guys would be terrified of him, just based on his size alone though. But Stipe Miocic is unfazed. If you're wondering why, it's because Miocic is better than that. He said that it was okay, because he was going to take Jones out anyway. He kept it short and sweet, saying that I'll take him out. And Miocic is sure that that's exactly what's going to happen. As the UFC 285 post-fight press conference was happening, Jon Jones had already heard about Stipe Miocic's comments. News sure does travel fast. Of course, Bones couldn't avoid addressing Miocic's comments right then and there. He said that Stipe's head is in the wrong spot.
Yeah, Dominic did a tremendous job. Dominic, you have totally earned my respect, man. That was a great foot take. That was a great fight. I tell you what, I think.
He thinks that being heavier than Bones is what's going to help him win. Being heavier in weightlifting is not enough to beat Jon Jones, according to the MMA champion himself. He might just be right, because Jones's size is not the only thing that makes him the legend that he is. Jones is so formidable just because of the way that he trains. For him, the real fight is won before it actually happens. But that's not all though. Stipe's aware of all this, and he's still extremely confident about going up against Jon Jones. Bones too is confident that Miocic doesn't stand a chance against him. In the press conference, he said that even though Stipe is bigger, he's never going to be younger than Jones. Well, we can't argue with that. Miocic is 40, and that's old by MMA standards. That doesn't mean he sucks or anything, but it's clear his body isn't the same as younger fighters. Jon Jones is 35, and a 5-year age difference is a lot when it comes to this sport. It's a well-known fact that as you get older, you slow down. Stipe Miocic isn't an exception for Father Time. Whether he likes to admit it or not, he's probably not going to be faster than Jon Jones. Bones is confident that he's going to literally finish Miocic before the championship rounds. While I agree that a lot of what he's saying is true, everyone knows that one of Jones's weaknesses is his overconfidence. Because of his pre-fight preps, books. He's convinced that he knows everything there is to know about his opponent. This belief hasn't been true 100% of the time, though. Take the first round of the Machida fight. John thought he could hold his ground. Instead, he fell short, being caught with a flush right straight in a round that he eventually lost. His overconfidence about knowing everything about Machida almost cost Bones his title. And yes, I know Stipe is also a great fighter, but come on, just one kick by Jones will seal the deal.
Unbelievable. And that's just going to be such a challenge in itself. So right now, I'm not going to call out anybody. I'm just going to go home.
Plus, odds are already making Stipe the underdog. Other than striking, what makes Jon Jones Jon Jones is his cardio. But hey, for a heavyweight, Stipe also possesses outstanding cardio. Unfortunately, what happens with most heavyweights, just like it happened to be the case with Ciryl Gane as well, the cardio is conditional, as it is with many others. When he has the ability to choose the rules for his battles, Stipe's cardio is unmatched. He will always have enough energy if he can maintain the battle on the ground, which is also his favorable style. As I said, the same is the case with the majority of fighters with excellent cardio. For instance, Max Holloway sets the rules of engagement in almost every fight he participates in, but when forced to wrestle, many do not have the same degree of cardiovascular fitness. On the other hand, Jon Jones' cardiovascular system has been examined in the octagon under every circumstance and has never failed. The silencer will probably falter, just like he did against Francis Ngannou, but only if Jones can engage Miocic into grappling and clinching with him. It will be game over. Anyway, is it just me, or does it seem like it's going to be the best fight of the year, and probably one that will go in the books? Now, even though both Stipe and Jon want to fight each other, there's not a lot of info about when exactly it'll happen. Miocic wants to fight on International Fight Week in July in Las Vegas. If it does end up happening, this match is going to set the MMA world on fire. Jones let everyone know that he's going to give the fans what they want.
Prostitutes? I beat you after a weekend of cocaine.
And prostitutes. Hey, wait.
Jeez.
I thought that first time was the first time you did cocaine. So wait.
And if they want him to fight Stipe Miocic, they're gonna get it. Bones warned Stone Cold and said that he should be training hard, even though he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. It looks like the fans really do want to see the Silencer and Bones go up against each other. And it looks like the president of the UFC, Dana White, is listening to them. He said that a fight between the two legends will definitely happen sooner or later. I hope it's sooner rather than later, though, so the hype doesn't die down. One thing's for sure, whenever the fight happens, it's going to be super exciting, given Jones and Miocic's epic careers. Jones' last fight definitely reflects how great a fighter he is. Not a lot of fighters can do that and make it look easy, but I have to give it to him. Miocic is also an amazing fighter, though, so let's see who ends up winning this round. And that's all I have on Jon Jones' next opponent being announced.